Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Paul Syng. You're watching Art with Syng, the late show. That's right. This is the 10 p.m. show on weekdays and the morning show on weekends, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On this show, we do improvised digital collage making in Adobe Photoshop. And I basically improvised the entire show. I have no plan. And the format of the show goes something like this. The first 20 minutes, we're going to explore the stock sites for some cool images. And they're going to be absolutely random images. You're going to see there's going to be no connection between the images that we find. And the following 40 minutes, maximum an hour, I will try to piece them together into some sort of a meaningful artwork. So let's dive right into it. I actually already have Unsplash and Pexels here open in front of me. So let's jump right into it. Here we go. This is basically unsplash.com. If you don't know what the site is, it's a free stock website where you can find fantastic images. One is unsplash.com. The other one is pexels.com. And I'm not sponsored by them or paid by them or affiliated to them. I just really like their websites and I use them a lot. So here we are. Let's get started. Oh, I like this chalkboard already. Things to do before I die. Looks kind of cool. Let's download this. It is a little bit on an angle. This does have a little bit of a perspective, but that's okay. And if you've been watching any of the episodes, you know I like to be organized. So in episode 38, that's right, this is episode 38, I'm going to create a resources folder. And let's drop the images into that. All right. That is that. Now, let's go to the next image. Ooh, okay. I actually also really liked this. No, his face looks too Photoshop. I'm gonna just ignore that one. Well, we are sort of gonna be working in Photoshop, but I meant like his face. Never mind. I'm just not digging the vibe. Okay, let's keep going. What else do we have here? Ooh. Oh my God. A cinema, a theater. When's the last time you went to go see a movie in a theater? I love watching movies. And I haven't been to a theater in like, I don't even know. Damn. It's been a while. Guess that's the way things are. Okay, let's keep going. There's a whole bunch of, there's some like close-up shots. There's some faraway shots. Again, just basically focusing on images that kind of speak to me. Now, this kind of looks cool. This car looks cool, so let's download this. Car looks pretty sassy. And then, ooh, this looks kind of cool, so let's download this also. This looks like when you go to like one of those really super fancy Michelin star restaurants, they serve you some sort of dish and it comes in that size and portion and you're like, where's my food, bro? All right. And yeah, so the homepage actually has such a random mix of images, I'm just noticing right now. That is even better because Unsplash is sort of doing the hard work by showing me a whole bunch of random images that don't necessarily connect. We're gonna make that connection. We'll make it work. It's like, I remember this joke is like, I used to play Tetris when I was a kid. I can make them fit. All right, let's see here. What else is interesting? There's a lot of purples. I'm noticing a lot of purples. That is interesting. Cool. This portrait. Oh, I did a portrait of a guy yesterday as well. So I'm gonna steer clear from male portraits. Maybe we can do a female portrait. Ooh, this looks kind of cool. Yeah, so maybe let's look for female portrait. Okay. There's some cool stuff here for sure. So I'm gonna try and look for something with a lot of like good amount of detail and potentially. Ooh. Let's see. I think this shot looks kind of good. Like there's a lot of good. I mean, of course, there's some blurriness on the because there's just depth of field. The focus is on her face, but it's a good shot. I can definitely use this. So I'm gonna just save that as well. Let's keep going. What else do we have in here? Okay. Okay. She looks kind of cool. No, okay, I'm gonna ignore that one. Not feeling it. So let's keep moving. What else do we have in here? Okay. So there's like a lot of shots with like hair. Like those are great, but sometimes they can be hard to work with. Especially if you have to wrap up the show in like 40 minutes. So I try to avoid doing any heavy compositing. Okay, this looks like a really cool shot. I'm gonna go with this one. Download, save. All right, so that's about the first few minutes where we kind of looked at a few images. Now let's jump into Photoshop. Okay, so let's bring in that first image, and I'm also going to. There we go. So episode 38. You can also say Santi Artali. Artali in Punjabi, I think. That's how you say 38 in Punjabi. Artali. Okay, so let's find. Ooh, that chalkboard looks really cool. I actually really like this chalkboard. Maybe I'll bring that in later. Let's bring in the portrait. Okay, I'm gonna start with this girl. All right, that looks cool. And I'm gonna use the select subject that's available in Photoshop. That is a pretty decent selection, but we're gonna move into select and mask just to kind of get a little bit better with our selection. Let's just go around the edges and make sure that nothing that we would want to keep is missed. Okay, so now I can see like, all right, let me actually select the lasso tool. Now I can see already here that some of the detail is missing, so I'm just gonna bring that back in here. Okay, there's just a little bit of Little bit teeny tiny detail left at the top here. Let's bring that back also. And partially some of her hair. Okay, and then there's a lot of hair element missing. I'm just gonna do a really wide selection first to cover most of it. Some of this edge here. That's pretty good. Okay, let's zoom out here for a second. Okay. I'm actually pretty... Okay, wait, hold on a second. There's this little sharp thing here in the... Oh, there's actually more here. Is that all hair? Oh, that's why. Okay. I think Photoshop just guessed it. I'm just gonna crop some of this detail out. There we go. Try to give justice to our forehead. And because this is like just a part of the face, you're gonna notice like any weird fringes. So I'm gonna just clear that right up. Whoops, I had to hold down the Alt key, which I totally forgot. All right. Okay. And also this little weird... There we go. That feels pretty satisfactory. And I think, yep. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of smoothness to my selection. A touch of feather and some contrast, and I'm just gonna leave everything else the way it is and just go layer mask. Boom. All right, so we have our first element. I think I'm gonna actually just crop out her from up here. Actually, this is like a good line to crop again. So let's actually go back into the selection and let's actually go closer in. And I'm just gonna crop the dress out. I just want to keep the like just the part that's the skin. Everything else I don't need, so I'm gonna just quickly get rid of all of this other stuff. Whoops. Okay, we can refine that in a moment. But it kind of looks like, you know, like one of those statues back in the day, which would be carved out of stone, and you could see that the sculpture would begin if they were like doing like a portrait sculpture. They wouldn't focus on building out the body. They would make just the face and just a little bit. That actually looks pretty good. I think I could just level out some of this detail here. Oh crap. Okay. Hold that Alt key, Mr. Paul Syng. Okay. That. And you know what I can actually do? Just to make this look a little bit natural, I'm just gonna do like a wavy swirl there. Did I? Oh. Right. Okay. Whoops. Let's try that again. And I actually want to get a better corner here. There we go. Just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And I'm going to do that again, but just clean up this edge at the bottom. Just make it look like a natural hair flow. And just a little bit of this bottom edge here. Again, I'm just like powering through these selections. Again, this just feels a little bit more natural versus what it was before. Let's hit OK. There we go. Command save this. V. And let's turn this into a smart object. Boom. And let's add some guides. Guides. All right. The guides are 40, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. And just so that you guys can see what's happening on the screen a little bit more clearly, I'm going to throw for now like a temporary white background. Okay. And let's position our subject, well, actually our first subject, into the middle here. Actually, I'm going to also shrink her down. I feel like the subject at this point is a little too big. That is much better. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of Instagram pages, which is like, okay, here's my collage. I mean, it looks cool for sure. I mean, I could end right here, be like, oh my God, I was like feeling super minimalistic today, and this is what I'm going to do. But let's explore further. Okay, let's do a little bit of more exploration here. Okay, so we got that girl. Ooh, the plate actually looks really cool. Now let's crop out the plate. To get the plate, I'm just going to use the elliptical marquee tool, which is fun. It's actually easier to just get like a nice clean edge using this tool. And okay, just trying to use a combination of Alt and spacebar to nudge this selection into place. Okay, all right, I can clean that selection up. I'm gonna just mask that. All right, now just gonna shift that edge inwards a little bit more. Okay, let's also take the refine edge just around this for a second. I think that should fix that edge right up. Okay. Ah, crap. That was not good. Let me take that refine edge again. And let's go over the side again. Just very carefully. Trying to clean up this edge here. Oh. Okay. Does this have the... Ooh. It does actually. Ah, okay. All right, I'm gonna just go and cancel that for a second. Okay. I'm gonna just use the plate just as is. Let's just do a current word to smart object. Command T. Whoops. This actually looks like a typical scene. Like, ew, I don't want this food. Like, this girl's super snooty and she doesn't want any piece of this food. Now, I just have to make sure that the shadows that are being cast on this and this face sort of line up. Now I'm noticing that there's light here, but there's shadows there on this side of her shoulder and shadows here. So there's some sort of light source right here. And on this, the light source is exactly not the same. So we're gonna play around, mess around with that. But before we do any of that, let's bring in the next image. What else do we have? Ooh, okay. And then we have the car. Then we have that other girl. Okay. All right. So let's focus on the Ferrari. Ferrari looks so hot. Any day, anytime. Damn. Okay, I'm going to use a quick selection to select and mask. Let's use there we go. Okay. That feels pretty good. I'm gonna keep the shadow that the car is casting on the road. That just makes it look a little bit better, and fix that. Okay. I'd say in all that is a fairly decent selection. Of course, I probably want to get rid of some of the detail back here. Okay, so the shadow I'm keeping. Okay, let's just zoom into this for a second. I'd say it's pretty decent. I think Photoshop's done a fairly decent job. Of course, we can get rid of some of this on this part here. Okay, and then this edge here, and then that bumper back there. Okay, obviously that caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. I can fix that. So let's take that lasso tool, hold on the Alt key, and boom. Okay, so that's cleaned up. Let's also kind of clean it up here. Oh man, I remember I think the first time I saw a Ferrari was in person, not in a poster. But there's that moment where when you've just seen the Ferrari in posters and then you finally see it in front of you, standing there, staring right back at you. And it's like you're staring, you're like having a staring contest with your crush. And then your stomach starts to feel like all queasy and stuff. There's like a lump in your throat. I remember I saw the Ferrari for the first time in Germany. This is when the first time I was moving to Canada for the first time, immigrating to Canada, Toronto, and we had stopped over in Command Z, and that's where I saw Ferraris, BMWs. Yeah, epic moment. All right, the Ferrari looks pretty tight. Looks like we've made a decent selection, and let me just hit 0. I'm just going to increase that contrast, the smoothness a little bit, just to get a sharper selection. Layer mask, boom. Okay, we also got the Ferrari. Command T. Oh, actually, I should just turn this into a smart object. Okay. I feel like this collage is like all about the high life. And let's shrink this down also. I don't know how I'm gonna play the Ferrari card right now. Maybe it's doing something. Don't know yet. What is the Ferrari going to be doing? And then the light also on this. So let's just flip this over. Hold on a second. Transform. Okay. Probably want the Ferrari. Let's see here for a second. I'm just playing around to see what, because okay, so of course you can be looking at the card itself, but I'm also kind of thinking about just the shape, this sleek shape that it has, and sometimes like just flipping the shape on its head just helps me think about how I can fit it into the grand scheme of things. So for example, what if this Ferrari was sort of like here or inside this plate? Okay, maybe the Ferrari is here. Okay, and then the plate, Okay, Command Z. Let's also flip this image over. Whoa. Edit, transform, and horizontal. Okay. Okay. I think the Ferrari might find a new home somewhere here. I feel like this car should be like really far into the distance. Okay, where's my guides? So if this is my main subject here, maybe that Ferrari is like right back there. We're gonna shrink that down even more to make it look like it's really far back. Okay. And all right, so we have like some different planes now. It's like there's something that's immediately, actually this plate can be a little bit bigger because I want this appearance to be that this is actually the closest object to us. And then the Ferrari is like way back there. Okay. So let's think about, okay, we have actually another image before we do anything else. So let's bring that in. New image time. There was this girl. Now I'm thinking if I should bring this girl into the mix or not, because this girl, I feel like we already have a very good thing going on here. And in fact, the background color could be easily black. Yeah, I think the black color makes a lot more sense. And what if I was to... Again, I'm just playing around, seeing, you know, what the potential here is for the... what if the car was in here, out here, back there? Okay, a little bit closer, or maybe the cars. I think this is probably my favorite spot for the car for now. Yeah, that was kind of cool. It's so simple yet. Okay, let's grab all of these elements, turn on my guides, and I'm just gonna have them lock into place. Now I gotta think about how I want them all sort of working together. I might have them offset to the right versus center aligned. That works better. And this plate here, I feel like the plate can be slightly altered here. There we go. I think it was just like a slight angle. All right. And then the Ferrari as well. So if I have my guides on, that Ferrari looks like it's sort of climbing versus being straight. Let's zoom into this for a second. Yeah, so it's just so that the Ferrari kind of looks straight visually. I'm gonna actually grab it and just rotate it a little bit. Now, again, the car is on a perspective, so what might look, okay, that did not fix the problem. I gotta do a little bit more. Okay, much better. So now we have 3 different planes. So the car's furthest in the back, then this girl, and then this plate over here. All right. Okay. So I'm just basically, this is what I'm thinking, is that now there's a few things going on. So if I was to, like, let's say, just for the sake of what I'm thinking here, take the brush tool, let's shrink that down. is I could either build out the landscape where it sort of lives here, and then this is like some sort of a landscape scene that would go with this. And okay. Yeah, let's actually look for some landscape. I think that might be a good place to explore and see what else we can bring in. Maybe that Ferrari as well. I definitely like the Ferrari, but I'm also thinking, is it going to be a force fit? All right, for now, our Ferrari is back there. Okay. And conversely, I might actually have some sort of a, I think if I hold a shift key. Yeah. So, oops, Command Z. I think I might throw another layer on top. If I grab, let's say a white here. Hold on the shift key for a second. And now, ooh, I can actually move this separately. I'm just playing around with some stuff to see what if I was to throw like a horizon line at the back there and have that Ferrari sit on top of that horizon line. And again, this is just an experiment. We don't know. Okay. Maybe, maybe not. Of course, like probably want to get rid of some of the, if I take the eraser tool on this layer, I think I can erase some of this out. Can I? I have the eraser selected. Okay. 100%. Oh, okay. Flow is 100%. Okay. Oh. Right. Right. I need to be selecting this layer here. Okay. Oh. Command Z. This is my layer. Okay, I'm going to switch that off for now. Let's go back and find some more images on the internet. Command save. Let's see here. Okay, we're back in Unsplash. And here's what our composition looks like so far. Right? And what we want to do is find something that will be some sort of a landscape element here. Okay, so that I could do that either through architecture, or I could do that through an actual landscape or some sort of an object. So maybe let's look for landscape first. Okay. Whoops, back. Looking in the wrong search bar. Okay, there's my, so I'm gonna go and look for landscape. Actually, wait, I'm just gonna look for architecture. Let's look for something that will work for this image. Okay, so we have, ooh, I like this, looks kind of cool. This has a cool vibe. Okay, something like very curvy, might work really well in this instance. Okay, how am I doing for time? Okay, 44 minutes. Okay. And this would, ooh. This actually looks pretty cool. Ooh. Okay, there's a lot of nice curves here. There's that one that actually looks really saucy. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one has like this really cool look to it. So let's save this. Let's jump back into this and let's bring that image in. Where did it go? All right. And let's shift it to the top and have Photoshop selected out. Actually, Photoshop's done a fairly good job. I just need to clean up like some very minor blemishes here and there, which I can do quickly using the lasso tool. Let's just do this edge here. Okay. Again, this whole structure is going to be super small. It doesn't have to be perfect. And in fact, in a collage, nothing has to be perfect. It just has to look believable to your viewer. Okay. That does have a little sliver there. Fix that. Fix this edge up here. Oh, that was really bad. Okay, let me try that again. Again, really bad. Let's zoom in closer. Let's get this edge here. Okay, going to... Okay. All right. Pretty decent. Let's go around. Ooh. And then this edge here. I wish I could rotate my canvas in this select and mask with dialog. That would have been pretty epic. Okay. Overall, I think I'm pretty good. I'm not going to worry too much about all those crazy details. Let's smooth this out, add some contrast, and bring it to a layer mask. And hit OK. All right, Command 0. That looks pretty cool. Let's turn this into a smart object. Control. And let's take it back. And let's shrink it down. Ooh, okay. I'm actually thinking, what if this was some sort of an element that worked in line with this whole background? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Ooh. Oh, wait, I also got to turn off all these other lines here for a second. And let's turn that car off for a second. Again, sometimes you have to bring in elements to know what is working and what isn't working. Now in this case, I could also Command T. Let's try something else here for a second. And whoops. Let's try that. Okay. Also, this can be smaller for sure. Okay, and I'm also gonna flip this image over. And let's try that. Horizontal. Boom. Because I like that this side of the image is slightly heavier, and then the other side I can just use. There we go. And that feels pretty cool. All right. Let's bring this girl down just a little bit. Okay. And that plate needs, see, like there's such a relationship between this plate and this girl, so I gotta make sure that I work on them in tandem. Maybe there's a bit of an overlap between these two pieces here. Okay, also I'm thinking maybe let's throw on a bit of a black and white. Ooh, maybe not even black and white actually. Let's see if I was to because our primary subject is actually black and white, so because I want the focus to be there. Okay, so hold on a second. So let's do multiply. Let's throw on a gradient map actually to the back. Wow, okay, that is a little strong. And just grab this and I just want the gradient map to be on the image back there, and same with the black and white adjustment layer. Actually, let's bring this down a level. Let's see here, what colors options do we have? We have, ooh, okay. Now it does have a very metallic kind of a look. I think I might want to emphasize that, but let's reduce this to maybe 40%. And also the black and white adjustment there, I'm going to shrink that down to 40%, just to add a hint of color versus going like absolutely bananas with it. I might also just overall, let's grab all of this, Command minus. Maybe I also don't want to emphasize this whole thing so much, just a little bit. I don't want this to be like some crazy object that we have to have in here. Okay. Maybe let's even just try rotating it. Sort of. Ooh. What if I brought it down here? Okay. What's on this side? Oh, right. So again, this is just the fun part. Just exploring what feels good to me. That's all I'm doing. What's got a good vibe to it? Ooh, what if I was to actually go all the way back there? And what happens if I shrink all of this down to do we want this in our back? Okay. Or okay. So I might have to change the relationship of some of these elements, because currently it's like, what story do I want to tell and what piece do I make the focus here? Because whatever I want to focus on is going to be the primary subject. So I might, okay, so I have an idea. I'm actually going to turn my guides back on, straighten this out, shrink this whole thing down, put it there in the background. Okay. Come on. Duplicate this. Okay. All right. And let's flip the second layer back over. Transform. Horizontal. Okay. So I'm just going to create like a little bit of a background scene there that's happening back there. And I gotta shrink this down so it just appears like it's really far into the distance. Okay. Okay. Where's my, let's see here, line tool. Let's grab this. Draw a line back here. Okay, and this line, I want this to be white. And height 5 pixels, everything else looks pretty good. Okay. Where's my Ferrari? There it is. Let's take this Ferrari. Okay, so that looks like a really cool house there in the back. And let me turn my guides back on. Okay, so I just want to make sure that some of my elements are locked and loaded, which is that they're sort of aligned. So I'm just gonna align that key line first. Okay. And for the eye, for the background, I'm going to take one of the colors from the building. Ooh, that actually feels like a way better color. And now I do have very harsh edges on this side and on this side. So I'm probably going to put some element back there. Okay. Let's first add something else, which was going to, where's that other image that I found? Oh, okay. I thought I had another image. Okay, let's jump back into Unsplash here for a second, and I'm gonna save this file, save. And okay. Cool. So now all these objects look like they're in some sort of like the right distance from each other. Maybe the thing in the absolute back here, this plate is actually in the most front. And so I'm actually going to move the layer stack in the sequence in which they appear. Ooh, I could bring in some hand-drawn elements as well to this. Okay, that was just an exploration I was doing before. I'm going to delete that. The Ferrari looks pretty cool back there. And then this layer I don't need. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right, and some quick things I can really do is let's just duplicate this. Command T, let's turn this around. Okay. And what would actually look really cool is if this was a little bit offset, because right now it's bang in the middle. Or maybe I should keep it in the middle. All right, and I'm just nudge this girl over a little bit. Okay. That is much better. And I'm gonna nudge the Ferrari back a little bit. Cool. Okay, so now everything seems to be on a beautiful axis. Command A, and let's also level this out. Boom. All right, not that I'm trying to have it like go to the middle, but just so that everything kind of locks to a nice grid. Okay. And I'm actually going to duplicate this vertical key line and have it sit here also, but I'm going to just shrink this down quite a bit. Let's put that here, and I want the width to be 5 pixels also. And 5. Okay. And this can be 600. All right. Just adding some little bit of detail because that there was like a hard edge there. So just wanted to have just a nice way to cover that edge up. Okay, cool. Let's bring in our next potential element. Okay. I'll save. I feel like the whole vibe of this is like the rich, the uber rich, right? So maybe there's some sort of elements that we can highlight here. Now, one thing I can definitely add now that I'm looking at this is I'm going to make this into the mansion. So I'm going to just group these layers. Whoops. I'm going to group these layers and I'm going to call them mansion. And whoops, that's spelling. And let's actually throw a sun behind the mansions. Okay, I'm gonna take a new layer. Just throw like a sun rising out of the back there. Switch that color up. I want to take a white, or like maybe like a lighter. There we go. Or a white, or like a blue. Let's see what will look kind of cool. Okay, let's try a white first. Actually, a white is a good way to go. Unless I'm thinking, ooh, white. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with white. And all I'm actually gonna do is, this is the, and let's just duplicate this also. So the bottom one first, I'm gonna blur out quite significantly. So let's add a Gaussian blur to it. Convert to smart object, yes. Let's see here. So you can sense like a little bit of light. So I'm gonna go and crank that up to 150. And the top one, I'm gonna do the same thing, but lesser. So Gaussian blur on that. And on this one, maybe like just like 60. Okay, so that just creates like this sort of like an artificial light coming from the back. And that's kind of the light that you're seeing on that Ferrari top edge of the window. So if I zoom in, now you're seeing a little bit of the light coming in, but it's also reflected on this. And of course, I did not take the time to highlight everything here, but the eye will make that connection. Okay, and yeah, so maybe let's bring in some other elements that will, ooh, actually, I just realized that, yeah, that actually I can work with that. Let's see if I can bring in actually another piece here. So I'm gonna go save this first, Command 0. And let's jump into Photoshop again and let's look for a grid. Let's see if we can find a cool grid. Something that we can use here. Okay, let's see, grids. Grids. Okay. Also, in addition to grids, what would look really cool is if we brought in some other element that would reflect some sort of luxury, maybe like a plane. Like a plane would be a good idea, actually. And some birds, planes and birds. So I'm going to do both, actually. So let's do first like a plane that's in the sky there. I see here. So, ooh, that actually looks like a really cool dramatic sky there. I could, Ooh, some of these choices. Okay, what plane can we use? Maybe this plane. This looks like a really cool plane. I'm gonna download this one. And let's save that. Also, this image looks really sick. And download that as well. What else do we have here? We have another plane landing. Let's see, where else do we have a plane? Like maybe like just a clear shot. Okay. And all right. There's definitely some cool stuff going on here. Okay. All right. All right. I think I probably want to have some more food in front of us. So I'm going to say platter. And let's look at that angle again. So something that's kind of sitting here, and maybe like a cologne or something. So let's actually look for perfume. So maybe a perfume bottle at a little bit of an angle that can sit right here. Not the Chanel. I think this could totally work. Yeah. Okay, let's download this one also. This one has potential. Because it's also not very much see-through, which I don't want. I would actually prefer something that's not see-through. Ooh. Now this has casting a very hard. Okay, not that one. Ooh, this used to be like one of my favorite colognes growing up. CKB. Damn. Yep, CKB. And I think at that time, like the bottle was like what, $100 or something. I don't know. I don't even know if it's available anymore. But at the time, it was. That's what it costed. Okay. And let's see if there's any other shot for this situation. Eau de parfum. So there's perfume, there's cologne, there's eau de toilette. I think there's like a whole variety, and I think each of them have different intensities of, I think, the alcohol and the perfume potion itself. Okay, definitely not a perfume expert, but okay, so I think that image that I had found was pretty cool, and maybe let's look for a water bottle. Maybe all this snootiness is for a really fancy water bottle. Hydro flask. What else do we have in here? Okay. That didn't work. So let's see fruit. Okay. And okay. Oh, there's definitely some cool ideas here that I can explore. How much time do I left? Okay. And I like this image. I'm gonna bring this image in this as well. It's definitely potential there. Okay, so I think we have a few good images. Let's go back into this file. And even for that background, I'm thinking I should have slightly different color. Maybe let's try this first. Ooh, not that one. But maybe like a really light version here. Let's try this. Let's try that. What's my mode here? Okay, let's first bring in the perfume bottle that we just found. I forgot which one it was here. It was, I think, the, yeah, Bleu de Chanel. Okay, let's just isolate just this image here and have Photoshop do a quick selection. Select subject. Damn, pretty good on the first go. Let's mask this out and turn it into a smart object. Smart object. There we go. Shrink that size. Okay. I think I might have to also move the layer stack so it can better work. Ooh. In fact, okay. I think with that happening, I can actually get rid of that. Not that one, that shape there. That can work. If that bottle is closer, I think this is probably where it would sit. Feels right. Maybe just a tad smaller. Okay, let's bring in the next image. And I think I am, ooh, that plane was cool. Ooh, let's also bring these babies in. This looks really cool too. Again, just select subject. Let's just, needs a little bit of work actually. Let's help Photoshop here. Quickly fix some of these things. Let's grab this. Oh, gotta hold the option key. And okay. Okay. Okay, there's some detail here that I can fix. All right. And okay. Okay. Again, just getting a little bit into these oranges here, just to get a little bit more out of the selection that we are making here. Just a little bit here and there. Oops, I need to grab. Okay. Let's also get some of these white spots here. Okay. Yeah, essentially, that's why I basically just try to refrain from doing heavy selection work on the show, because otherwise these episodes would be like 3 hours long and I would be not getting any sleep at all. All right, and let's grab this and fix this selection. Whoops. Okay. Fix that. Photoshop is struggling just a little bit on some of these corners here. So I am going to grab the lasso here and quickly fix up some of these selections here. I think it's struggling with these really intricate patterns here. And I can just do it with the lasso tool. All right. And that looks pretty good. Boom. Okay, Command 0. That is looking pretty good. So just increase the contrast, the smoothness, and I'm gonna hit it to a new layer mask. Okay. Cool. And let's turn this into a smart object as well. Shrink it down. I'm actually thinking this would look really cool as her earrings. Like that's literally her earrings. I mean, let's just zoom in here for a second. I think that might look really cool. In fact, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna come back to here for a second. That looks kind of cool. All right. I think I had one more image that I had found that I can use in this, which was, the plane, right? The plane. Let's bring that plane back into the mix. Okay, Command 0. And let's isolate this plane for a second. Select subject. Okay. So I need to go in and just clean up again some of this selection. Okay, so I think I missed a whole bunch of parts. So let's help Photoshop bring that plane back to life. And on this side, whoa. Okay. And actually, hold on a second. Oh, that is the edge right there. So sometimes when you can't see the edge, I just make a bigger selection. And then when I can see where the issues are, I can always go back and clean it up. Okay. Pretty good. And this butt of the plane needs to be better. Okay, we fixed that. Most of it looks pretty okay on this side. Okay, the fuselage over here is looking a little bit undone. We'll fix that. And then, so now some of these edges look really raggedy. Jagged edges. Jagged little pill. And I'm just gonna go increase that contrast, smoothness, And that's gonna just get rid of some of those issues. Also increase some of the feathering there. Okay, let's go Command 0 now. Okay, that's a much more believable plane. Let's hit OK. And layer mask. And I'm going to shrink this down also. Smart object. Command T. I got some of that guy's leg also in there. No problem. We will fix that. I can actually have this plane fly out from this center point right there. And by just bringing that plane there, it's gonna mask all the blemishes that I have in there. So let's go in super close. And there's a little bit of a leg of that guy that got left over. So I'm gonna just throw on a mask, B, whoops, and switch the foreground color. Let's mask out this leg here. Whoops. Okay. All right. Command minus. All right. I think that plane can be a little bit smaller, so I'm just gonna go rasterize layer. Whoops. Let's try that again. Okay. Command T. Let's shrink that plane down quite a bit. Again, I just want a hint of the plane coming out of the sky there. Okay. All right. And let's bring in. Okay, wait. So make sure that I didn't miss any image here. So I have that. Ooh, that dramatic sky. I forgot about that one. Okay. And then I brought in those. And then the chalkboard. Okay. Chalkboard and the dramatic sky. Let's try that dramatic sky for a second here. What is this dramatic sky? Ooh. Okay. And I don't even know if this is gonna make any sense at all, but I'm gonna just, for my own entertainment, see what this looks like. Okay. And let's take it to the back. Ooh, okay. That really missed. That sky can work actually. Command T. Let's shrink it down for a second. Maybe not even necessarily for like the. Ooh. So that actually is a credible light source there. Can this work? I don't know why, but I'm actually liking this. All right. If I was to just isolate this layer for a second, I'm actually gonna get rid of this plane. I'm gonna just take the spot healing brush tool, select this, and okay. What? Oh. Let's take a new layer. Do I have sample all layers? Yes, sample all layers. Okay, let's gonna increase my brush size here. All right. And let's just remove this plane here. Okay. And like that plane never even existed. Boom. Okay. That's pretty doable for me. And I'm just gonna take these two and all right, that feels pretty tight to me. Next thing I want to do is bring in some typography. So let's just call this, I probably want to take like a default here. Let's say we're gonna say what we're gonna say. Life of luxury. Life of luxury. Okay. And I'm gonna bring that text all the way up to the top. All right. And let's actually expand that text a little bit more. Okay. And let's see here. Maybe I just have the text start at like this odd spot. Even this perfume bottle, I'm thinking, maybe that perfume bottle is like super tiny. It's too big right now. So I think it's like grabbing way too much attention. Okay, there we go. Back to our text. Okay, just making some fun adjustments that I feel make sense wherever. Okay, if I was to start there. And whoops. This is actually one of my favorite approaches to doing the typography, is have it repeat. So just have that text and just add it again to the same layout. I just like that look. Okay, just gonna adjust it. There we go. And the other thing it would be helpful, grab both of these, and I could literally set the placement wherever I want now. So if I like this, I could do that. If I wanted to shrink this whole thing down, this felt like it was too big. Okay. I could also just playing with type and seeing what feels good, what I like. Okay, maybe I'm gonna delete that for a second, and maybe I'm gonna say life. Instead of saying life of luxury, I'm gonna say okay, maybe I say something like flex. Yeah, let's just go with that. Let's just go with flex. I think that'll be fun to have. Let me increase that size. Or maybe, hold on a second. Let's try a different font actually. I'm gonna go with, let's see. Ooh. This has like a vibe that could actually work with this. Could I go with this? Okay, that does look cool, but maybe I can try, which one was this? Oh, foreign, okay. Maybe we go with something that is, let's see here. That doesn't look too much good. Okay. So let's see here. What else do we have in here? Again, like most of these decisions are just in the moment of like what feels right, and you know, I like it. Almost like the keep it. I don't like it. Just gonna keep going. Let's see here. Actually, hold on a second. Let me go to the bottom of that stack for a second. I think there was a... Which one was this? Oh. This could work. Let's try this for a second. Ooh. If I space this out here, let's try 500. Okay, and let's shrink that font down to 60. Ooh, okay. And the only thing that's kind of looking a little odd here is, I think, that shape. Ooh. Again, I could also have that text be bang in the middle. Okay. Let's see. Feel like I want to make some critical changes at this point. I'm actually going to increase the size of this bust to have her be a little bit closer to us. And wait a second. Command Z. In fact, I'm going to grab all of this at the very top. I'm going to shrink it down. Okay, yeah. And let's just grab this whole grid, crank that down a little bit. Okay, much better. Now the line here, that line. Okay, so I'm gonna just nudge this up. Okay. And where's my word flex here? Ooh. Now I have a few choices. I'm thinking actually I might even, let's try this for a second. If I repeat this. And then where's my plate here? I think this is my plate. Yeah. If I take that plate, put it at the very top. Okay. In fact, let's see what that plate looks like if it's super big, actually. Okay. That was fun. And trying that. Maybe I have the plate be a little bit closer. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I'm actually going to try a little bit of a different thing here for a second. I'm going to actually get rid of all of this. And I'm also going to get rid of that. Except I'm only going to have one letter in here. So let's call it, let's say F or maybe G. G actually looks better. Just like the shape of the letter G. I like it. So I'm going to go with that one. Let's grow that up. Scale that up. Okay, and if I have this girl be in front of that G with, where's my earrings? There we go. The earrings actually can be flipped over. Horizontal. There we go. Let's just go closer in and make sure that they're placed right at that point. Okay, just imagine that they're okay, if I get rid of that G. And if I get rid of that, okay. All right, I'm gonna do one more thing here, which is if I take my line tool, let's actually go grab this piece here. So if I start with this point here, actually, let's start with this point here. And that is 8 pixels. Oh, I want this to be 5. Okay. And okay. So I'm gonna basically create a little bit of a dimension here. I think that's what's missing. So let's grab this. Move the, okay, go ahead closer. Oh. Okay, I just want this to be here. And let's just shrink this back down to, what size is it here? Height is, I just want this to be 5. And the width to be, okay, let's just go enter. Ah, crap. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So I totally just messed up the stroke line there, which is no problem. Let's fix that. Let's try that again. Ooh, and then actually, now that I'm up this close, I'm actually gonna add a little bit of a fun circle here. And instead of this being filled in, I'm gonna just add a stroke to it. So it'll be like 5. And let's color that stroke white. There we go. That's just like a little bit of a detail that's gonna help it look like their earrings. Yeah, there we go. Now let's try this for a second. So if that's my I'm going to grab my line tool here and not elliptical tool, my bad. Let's select the line tool again, which is right here actually. Let's start again. Okay. And okay. Now option T. Grab that, but increase the size here. a little bit. There we go. Okay. And this shape here that I've just sort of created, I'm going to actually take it all the way to the bottom of the layer stack. Okay. Again, just creating a little bit of a plane. Also, let's get rid of that. That actually should be at the very bottom. Also, cool. And these two need to be clubbed. Okay. Much better. Now I actually have a little bit of a plain ground. And that line in the middle, maybe I get rid of that line. And the other one too. Yeah. And let's take that plate and increase that size a little bit. Okay. All right, now we're talking. And then I'm gonna grab my subject here, the earrings, okay, so that is the girl. Just group that, and this is my girl. Not my girl, but like the subject of her show. And let's actually crank that size up a little bit. She can be a lot bigger. Command 0. Let's turn those guys back on. And let's just have her be right. Nice. Okay. And I'm gonna actually grab everything, which is obnoxiously massive right now. And whoa. So if I grab everything and I hit Command T, okay, it's not. Okay, let's close that. Command G. I'm actually debating if I should keep that background or not, but okay, we'll see in a second. So if I actually do, that can work. Okay. And for this artwork, instead of cropping it like a typical circle, I'm actually gonna crop it like in a diamond shape. So let's actually do that. Command T. Let's rotate this way. Shrink it down. Whoops. Option. Okay. And that looks pretty good. Use that as my mask on this group here. Turn everything off. And that is that is looking pretty cool. All right. Let me turn my guys back on for a second. I'm actually thinking I'm not even gonna put any text into this. I mean, of course I could. Let's see here for a second. I took that same mask and applied it to the sky piece there. Ooh, but this time for this one, why don't we do select, modify? No, we want to transform the selection. Yes, let's grab that selection. I think if I hold on the shift key, I can tweak this to be a little bit. Okay. Okay. Just to be a little bit more wider. And let's just nudge this whole thing up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Shift Command I, and let's try this. Okay. And just need to do one more thing here. Let's untick that. Okay. Okay, so basically all I'm gonna do now is just center this whole thing. Let's grab this command and nudge it up. Okay. Okay, slight bit more. All right, and okay. Let's actually grab that selection again, and I'm gonna make one more modification to this selection. Let's just have it at a little bit of an angle. There we go. Shift Command I. Okay. That actually looks much cooler. And then what I'm gonna do is, where's the girl here? Where's my girl? There she is. And let's go to that selection and do a phew. Okay, that is looking tight. Now the only thing I gotta do is, let's grab all of this. Let's take that, delete that, don't need that anymore. Grab all of these, Command G, convert to a smart object. Boom. Turn that back on. Command 0. And let's actually take all of this. Oh. Okay, let me just undo that for a second. And okay, Command Z. Okay, Command J. I'm gonna just rasterize this layer. Cool. All right. Now I'm gonna just nudge this whole thing up a little bit. V. And this is just so that it's slightly easier to work with this image. And of course, I do want to shrink this whole thing down a little bit. It's way too big right now. Okay. Of course, I do have some edges on this that I need to clean up, which is going to be easy to do. All I've got to do is just take that selection tool, and I can actually just make a selection around what I have here. Go Shift Command I, and then make a mask. Oops, Command I. There we go. And for the background, I could take a slightly lighter color. That might work better. So let's do an eye, and let's just take a really nice light color. Throw that in there. Boom. That is actually much better. I could have some word here, so I think I'm gonna go with that same word as before. So I'll say flex. Okay. And what flex basically means is Let's actually select that fat and juicy font that we had found before. So what flex means? That's a good question. What does it mean? All right, let's actually scale this up a little bit. I feel like the spacing is, the tracking, it can be reduced, so I'm going to do that. All right. Do I really want the type in here or not? Decision time. Maybe not this font. Let's go for it. Helvetica Noir Light. And maybe it's just like embedded into, let's try this for a second. Ooh, okay. So maybe I go with thin. Cool. So those letters are very, very subtle. And I should probably try 73. Yeah, I think that might be a better in line with this size. Let's go a little bit further in. Okay. I could go with a black also, maybe. I feel like the whole poster has, maybe if I go, let's try here, bold. Yeah. I think what would look really cool on this poster would be the one that I usually pick, but I don't do all caps. And in fact, even that one doesn't look good. I figured it might, but it actually doesn't. Odd. I had lots of hope for that one. Ooh, okay, let's try this one for a second. What if I was to bring this into the mix? Too big. Too big. That is too big. Not working. 0. Let's try that. And again, I just thought maybe this might work, but I might just keep it without any text at all. Like, of course, if I do want the text, maybe then it's like really loud. Like, let's try something like this. Absolutely crazy. Because sometimes you just need to see something in a very different proportion before you can be like, yes or no, yeah or nay. If I had this in black. Ooh. Actually, let's select this for a second. Let's mask out the text here for a second. Mask that out. Command I. Select that text. What if I had just the F? I think I'm going to stick away from the text. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the text. Command D. Yeah, no text for this one. Just leave it sort of sparse, like everything's kind of spaced out here. Yeah, okay. Let's bring in some of those textures now. Shift Command P. Let's do the favorites. One is going to be the, can you guess? My favorite texture. One is the film dust texture. And let's bring that in. Again, the reason I add these textures is because they just make something that's super digital look a little bit more natural. And then let's bring in the photocopy texture that will also add a little bit of softness to the whole thing. So where's my photocopy texture? There it is. Boom. Let's go. There we go. And I'm going to set the blend mode to lighten. All right, that is it. So there you have it, folks. We did some back and forth in this composition, but let me just actually hold on a second. Let me switch over to this view here and move this over. This is just one of those days where my brain was like, nothing was coming. This is like one of those days where you're like, I'm not gonna make anything. I'm just gonna go sleep or maybe drink a glass of wine and do nothing. But I just pushed through it, and we have this meta scene of this girl living in the lap of luxury, Ferraris, expensive colognes. I'm not too sure if that Chanel blow is like considered as expensive as like maybe like a Le Labo or something, whatever. But she's enjoying the good life, having food at Michelin star restaurants. And fruits are hanging off her ear. So yeah, so this was fun. I would say that that's the whole point of doing these collages, is even on days when you don't feel like it, you still do it. That's it. No excuses. I will be posting this artwork to Instagram.com/Paul Syng. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, 10 p.m. And till then, have a very good night. Take care. Bye.